Skyler, I'm excited to chat with you today. Thank you for taking time with us.
Yeah, thank you for the invitation.
So one of the reasons I wanted to chat with you, we recently named you our Rookie of the Year, which is so cool. And I wanted to capture you at this point in your career, where you're at and what you're thinking. So thanks and congratulations on the
Thank you.
award. So let's start by just learning a little bit more about you and what got you to today. What got you to this point in Colliers?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I never thought that I would go into commercial brokerage. Um, when I was going to college, I basically took the approach that you should always try and find a job where you like what your boss does. I was lucky enough to be
That's a
part of,
good strategy.
yeah, it worked out pretty well. Um, but I was able to get a job at a brokerage doing data and analytics. I really liked what my bosses at the boutique brokerage were doing. And then when we moved over to Colliers, made a good transition for me to become a broker myself.
So what was your educational background coming into this?
Um, a little, my formal education was not a fit for this. I studied theater in college. The only thing that I feel like I learned is how to be a better communicator from that experience for the most part. But a lot of the stuff that I learned was I did some door-to-door sales back when I first exited high school, started my own window washing company,
No.
and I was working as an operations coordinator for a valet company when I graduated college, which then, since that was 2020, everyone lost their jobs,
Right.
so I had
It's
to
a
make
crazy
some sort
time.
of, yeah,
The
so
thing I love about theater, and I love that that's part of your past. I have a daughter who does theater. I feel like you learn how to adjust on the fly when things don't go perfectly. You learn to not let it show on your face and just keep moving,
yeah,
and which is needed in any career, but in real estate too.
I think so. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's no right answer, is
Mm-hmm.
basically what it taught me is, you have to figure it out. No one ever tells you in a lot of that sort of environment, what you need to be doing exactly. They just say, hey, that doesn't work, make a change.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay, awesome. So when we gave you the Rookie of the Year award at our all company meeting last month, I had you share just like what you've learned, and I loved what you shared that day. Can you talk about what you shared that day?
yeah, it was a bit of a blur. So, but
You
I had
talked.
said basically every deal that you do is 2 years in the past.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it started. And so the reason I won Rookie of the Year is because some of my deals I was working on 2 or 3 years ago came to fruition, and I was lucky to have some really great clients,
Mm-hmm.
for one thing, and some big deals that really pushed me over that edge. Um, but yeah, it's all 2 years in the past.
So when I meet with new brokers that want to come aboard, that's one thing I tell them is this is going to be a slow process. And this is, I don't think it's for everyone, right? I'm not sure everyone's cut out for this. But how would you say you have managed to thrive? Like, because it's a mental game, it's also, a financial game to play that 2-year cycle.
Yeah.
So how have you worked through it?
Frankly, I think a lot of it has to come down to your systems and your belief in your systems. Every no is a yes at some point. And that's something I think I learned for sure knocking on doors. You knock 50
Right.
doors, you're going to get someone who says yes, maybe if you're doing it right. But you just have to be good at being able to analyze, what is working in my system, what seems to be getting good reactions, and what isn't working, and focus on that. It's not about when the deal closes. It's about all those little steps in between and all those contacts, all those touches, to make yourself valuable to these people you want to work with.
I think that's so important. So let's double tap on those processes that you feel like are important and are part of your success strategy. So what are those processes, and maybe what are you doing that maybe someone else, another new broker, hasn't figured out yet that you feel like is the important steps?
It's something I tweak and work on every day, and I've got a big long list on a Word document of things that I could be doing better, things I should be learning, things that I haven't learned. Um, my goal is basically be as consistent as I can. The amount of brokers who have a harder time with consistency, I feel like, and it just makes sense. I'm chasing a lot of tenants. I think more people are way more consistent trying to get that landlord work. Um, but if I can find consistency and provide value, get myself in their heads for what can I provide that other brokers might not be providing in terms of information, in terms of service, that's what's gonna make things actually happen. And so far it's been working pretty well. So
Yeah, I would say so. So when you talk about consistency, is it consistency in communication with clients? Is it consistency in I make X amount of calls per day per week? Like, what are the consistent tasks you're working on?
it's probably more the former.
Okay.
So I'm not the person who blocks out a certain part of my time to do cold calls. And I'm pretty good at self-reflection and being like, was I actually working all day yesterday? Or was I, messing around doing dumb stuff? I got the brick device, it's called, where I can block a bunch of apps. So
Smart.
yeah, I've been
Eliminate
blocking
distractions.
exactly. So a lot of it's eliminating distractions and making sure, if you have free time, what are you doing? Are you clicking on LinkedIn, or are you looking through your list of people and saying, hey, who haven't I had a conversation with in a long while? And trying to work, or just trying to work on my systems, work on my messaging to people to say, what extra thing can I be helping with?
That's cool. Okay, so talk us through one of the deals or clients that you're proud of that you feel like has been a success story in your career so far.
Yeah, I will say the ones I think about the most are generally the ones where it wasn't the success story.
Okay.
The success stories I feel like are more of a, thank goodness I did good enough. That's kind of how they feel to me. But I think my biggest success stories really come down to not the deal size, but this is a relationship game, 100%. So when I have someone where, like, there was a 3PL, and granted, it actually was my biggest deal that I've done, but what got us working together is I was consistent with them. My messaging was on. It was stuff they were interested in. When they were looking at some East Coast locations with direct flights from Salt Lake because they were thinking about opening a branch, they came to me to find some of the data and analytics for that. And they didn't end up doing anything with that. And it was about a year from then when they actually did something in Salt Lake. And I wasn't sure if, they were ever going to work with me. And so that was a success to me.
That's awesome.
When I have a client who I worked with in the past who gives me a call, that's.
So what's your strategy in that year where things didn't come together, then a year later they're ready to do something? Do you keep in contact with them through that year? And how do you do that without sounding salesy and pushy or anything? What's your advice there?
It's all about what can I provide? If you're asking someone, what can I be doing for you? You're asking the wrong question to the wrong person. It's not up to them to tell you what they're interested in, what matters to them. It's up to you to provide the things. Send them an email and say, hey, I was thinking of you. I saw this. Is this something that is helpful to you in your decision making? I can keep you updated on it.
I like that. So don't put the burden on them. Hey, let me know if I can do anything for you. You just take the initiative to provide value.
Everyone's so jammed right now. Everyone's so busy.
Right.
I mean, they don't have time. I mean, yeah, the amount of AI type of groups or something like that who they reach out and they're asking me questions on, hey, is this helpful? Is this good to you? And no one has time in the day, especially those C-suite type of individuals.
You have a good read on people and what their ability is to get back to you. I like that.
Trying. Yeah.
So you're developing a niche for yourself. When you started, were you open to any part of commercial real estate? How has your niche and lane changed and evolved?
Well, I started with data. We were boutique industrial. That's all we did. And so that's all I've been focused on. And so I would say I haven't explored really any of the other sectors of commercial real estate. It's just something where I really like seeing what people are doing in those big boxes.
Right.
Everyone looks at industrial and it's not the coolest asset where you put your name on a sign right next to the freeway. But it is amazing some of the things that people are manufacturing in Utah.
Oh, absolutely. You're focused on tenants though. So has that always been the case, or did you find over time that was what you were really good at?
It's been complementary for my team.
Okay.
And that's the biggest reason I would say is it's really supportive when a landlord knows that they're getting a fair shot from tenants, and the older guys are generally the ones focused. But it comes down to where can I provide the most value, and landlords have a lot of data. There's not a ton of data that people are giving to tenants that helps them make their decisions, and
That's
seems like
awesome.
a good niche.
No, that's great. All right. So personal side for a minute. You're a new dad.
I am.
How has that been?
It's been tough, but awesome.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's fantastic, and it definitely puts things in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Just what's important when you're going through your day, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
How has your approach to your career changed, or has it since the baby was born?
I don't know if it has too
Mm-hmm.
much. I'm still working about as hard as ever. You
That's
know,
great.
I want to support my wife. I want to support my child now as well,
Mm-hmm.
and I think a lot of it just comes down to I want to be someone that my daughter can respect, and so
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, that's great. I love that.
actually,
Congratulations. Been a big year for you.
it has.
Added to the family, rookie of the year. That's great. So you've talked about your team a little bit and the complementary role you play there. So you're lucky to be part of a beautiful team
Yeah.
and learn from people that are a decade or two or maybe even three ahead of you. What are some of the things that you are learning and questions that you do ask from people that are maybe ahead of you on the journey?
Yeah. Um, EIL is something that I've been a part of for the past few years,
Mm-hmm.
along with, of course, being part of my team. And it's
Emerging Industrial
emerging.
Leaders,
Got it.
which is a Colliers group.
It is.
Yes. Okay.
So within Colliers, I'm on the board for that, and we're always trying to find older people or asset managers or people in the industry who we can learn from. And it's crazy the amount of things that you can learn. Like we had these lawyers come in to have a conversation with us just about, here's how we are reading leases.
Okay.
The thing that I like about this job is every single day I learn something new for the most part. So I don't know if I can pin it down to even one specific type of category of, how are you getting business? It's so many minute little things. And I think that's why being a part of a team is so vital. You see commercial real estate, it's a hard business. And I can't imagine doing it without good mentors to actually show me the way because it takes a
Right.
lot of knowledge base.
It really does, and not everyone is lucky enough to be on a team, right? Some people we have here at our firm are on their own, but you can learn so much from attending meetings and just walking down the hall and asking questions and having that curiosity that I feel like you have so much of. I think that's one of your keys to success is that you love to learn, willing to ask the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like anybody could succeed in this business, or are there certain traits that it's like that's a must? That's a
You have to be willing to put yourself out there.
mm-hmm.
Anyone who cares enough can make it in this business. I think there's a lot of ways to make money. And for certain personalities, this is probably the hardest way to make money. For other personalities, I think it could be one of the more easy ways. You've got to be a really stubborn person. I mean, I absolutely have gone into a job and been like, great, they're gonna, if I leave here, it's because they're gonna have to push me out the door, and I'm gonna do everything I can throughout the day to make it happen. And that's really the approach that I had the past few years. And I think if you can't be honest with yourself about what your efforts are actually creating, if you're saying, well, I'm working hard, but you're spending a ton of time focused on things that deep down aren't really being helpful, then it's going to be a lot tougher.
I like that. Focus on being honest with yourself. So I think your curiosity is such an important part of it. And you just said being stubborn. So I think that's and likability, right? That's kind of an interesting combination there, to be stubborn but really likable and really curious,
Yeah, I think
where all that connects.
we're a bit of unique animals. I think that way. Trying to be that way at least.
Yeah, you're doing great. So tell us about this year. What do you have ahead of you? Is it going to be, last year you had such a breakout year, which we're so excited about. What do you foresee this year?
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure to keep all of that
Right,
going.
right.
I've got some good things that I'm working on. And it's interesting how one deal leads to the next, we'll say as well. So for me this year, it's not about doing X amount of sales volume, X amount of there are some sectors that I'm trying to break into a little bit more, do a little bit more of some of that landlord stuff, and but really my goal is stay consistent. and try and figure out a little bit better what are the deals I really want to be working on, because it's pretty easy to get caught up. You know, you get really consistent, but you're not even talking to anyone who makes decisions. So, yeah, it's a hard game. I do not figure it out.
Yeah, well, you've figured a lot out. So congratulations. So excited that you're at Colliers. I love working with you. And yeah, thanks for being our Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, thank you.